beyond the skies. You and I, we're breaking bounds on Baobab.
Welcome everyone. Today we have a special event for mentorship, and I'll have to introduce our guest speaker today. We have Melvin Muna, who will be walking us through a lot of what mentorship means and how you can benefit from it, and some of the other things you can learn from mentorship. So without any further ado, I will invite, oh no, before I go there, we also have other people that are on here from Baobab. We have Credo. Credo is my supervisor at Baobab, and he's here to help you in any way. Should you have any questions, any support you need. We also have a team from Global Give Back Circle, being led by Rosine, Asmahan, Oswaldo, and Rock Agon. We also have our translation. We have Hemion, who's on our translation. So if you're a Francophone, please go to the globe icon and you'll be able to select French and you'll be able to listen in using French. So if you're English, just remain on the main channel. So you can find that on your panel, or should I say, you can go to more as well and you'll be able to see that. So try to do that if you're Francophone so that you can only hear this event in French. So now I will invite our guest speaker today. We have Melvin Muna. Melvin, take it away.
Thank you so much, Kelvin, for the introduction and for setting the stage for this event that we have today. And I believe you can all hear me clearly. So as Kelvin has said, my name is Melvin Muna, and I will be your host for today. So the purpose of this session today, this mentorship session, is to kind of try and elevate the mentorship that you are having. So I believe that everyone joining today is either a mentee or a mentor, and you started this journey some times back. So this is a mid-season review, and through this review, we will learn of strategies to help us navigate the next phase of the mentorship program effectively so that we can achieve the goals that you set earlier. So I'd like to welcome all of you and to ask you to get ready to prepare your spirits to receive, because we have prepared an amazing session for you, and I believe it will bless you. So without much further ado, I will share my screen and begin the presentation. I'd also like to inform you that if you have any questions or issues, please use the chat. And we'll be monitoring the chat for any issues, and I will respond to the most pressing ones, and the rest I will respond to them at the end of this session. So thank you for making time to join us, and I will now share my screen so that we can start the session. So I believe you can all see my screen, and if you can see my screen, please just give me a thumbs up on the chat so that I can know that I'm good to proceed. Okay, so I believe you can all see my screen and you can hear me clearly. So let's proceed with our session. So this is a midpoint webinar, mentorship webinar review. So we are reviewing the mentorship program that you guys started sometime probably towards the start of the year. So there are certain things, certain goals that you set out to accomplish through this mentorship program, through your mentorship pairs. And this mid-session review is just to reflect on what we have achieved, to reflect on what we've achieved, and to see if there's anything that needs probably a refocus of your efforts to ensure you are on course to achieve the goals that you set. So this is what we'll cover today. So first of all, we will examine why a mid-session review is important. And then we will examine 3 scenarios that you may have encountered in your mentorship journey. 3 sessions, 3 scenarios. So first, you've encountered an obstacle and you are feeling stuck. You set a goal, you've encountered an obstacle, you're feeling stuck. And how do you move on from there? So that is the scenario we'll cover. The second scenario is you are not really making any progress towards the goal that you set. So how do you move on from there? How do you navigate from a point where you're feeling stuck? So let me just stop sharing my screen. There are so many things popping up on my screen. Let me stop sharing and I'll share again. So let me do this afresh. Yeah, there are so many things on my screen. A moment, please. And the third scenario is you probably set a goal and you've achieved it. So what next after achieving a major milestone? So these are the scenarios that we are covering today. And the goal is to help you move forward to the next phase of your mentorship program and succeed in whatever that you put out to achieve. So I'll start with a couple of opening statements here and say that the road to success is rarely linear, and leaders, they learn from the setbacks, they learn from their challenges, and they move on so that they can achieve the goals that they set. So I believe that we are all leaders here. If you're a mentor, you are a mentee, you are a leader in your own capacity, and this is what leaders do. They learn from their setbacks and they rise above their challenges and move on to achieve the goals that they set. Also, I'd like to share that another opening statement that leaders, they rise after every fall. So failure is part of the journey. And when you encounter something that puts you down, you rise up, you dust yourself and move on so that you can pursue your goals. That is what leaders do. And this is something that I'd encourage everyone to embrace, that rising after every fall, that's how you build your resilience. And that is how you get the successes that you desire in life. And then after achieving a goal, it's important to not really focus and focus on that success, but use that success to inspire you to pursue even greater success. The greatest enemy of success is past success. So after achieving success in a particular area, use that as motivation to pursue bigger and more ambitious goals. So after achieving a milestone, this is an opportunity to use that as a stepping stone for even greater success. So these opening statements are setting the stage for what we will cover today. So this is the reflection to help us understand the journey, the mentorship journey, the goals, and the progress of getting to those goals, learnings and experiences, and how we can use those learnings to inform future actions. So I want this session to be engaging. So as we move into these scenarios, I'll be asking you to use the chat to share your opinions, your suggestions on a couple of exercises that I'll have for you. So before we do any assessment of the situation that you may find yourself in, it's important that we understand why a midpoint review is important. Why does it matter? So a midpoint review is important because for the mentees first, let's examine why it's important for the mentees. So if you're a mentee here is why taking some time midway through your mentorship journey to kind of review your actions, your goals, it's important because it gives you an opportunity for course correction. So if you had set a goal and you're not really making significant progress, this review, this midpoint review, where you come with your mentor and kind of assess your progress, your goals, your targets, that mid-session review, it allows you to identify roadblocks, to identify what's stopping you from achieving the goals that you set, and make adjustment, correct your course so that you can move towards the goal that you set. So when you're doing a mentorship, and if even the other ones that you'll do after this, it's important that you take time midway through that program to sit down with your mentor and review your progress, review are you on course to achieving your goals and making necessary adjustments. Also, a midpoint review is important because it allows you to reevaluate and refine your goals. So probably you set a small goal at the start of the mentorship journey and you've achieved it. This is the time now where you come and sit together with your mentor and set bigger, more ambitious goals. Sometimes even the goals that you set, probably so as we were going over why a mid-session review is important, and we were assessing what makes it important for mentees. And first of all is to provide for an opportunity for course correction. It also provides an opportunity for enhanced learnings for the mentees, where they use the lessons they've gained from the challenges they faced to navigate other problems and challenges in the future. So let me share my screen so that you can continue from here. Yes, so I believe you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, so now let's go over why a midpoint review is important for the mentors. So it gives the mentors an opportunity to provide tailored support to your mentees. So when your mentee encounters a problem, they've come across a huge hurdle in their pursuit of a goal. So a mentor, you come in, provide tailored support, you review the situation, and based on your experience, you recommend ways to overcome that challenge. So you had provided probably some kind of support when you set up the goals and how they can achieve that goal. But because they've encountered a problem, there's need for more support, need for enhanced guidance from the mentor. So this is the opportunity to provide tailored support to your mentees. Also, this mid-session review gives you an opportunity to renew your engagement. Chances are you don't meet that often. So through this mid-session review, you get to meet with your mentee, you get to engage them, you get to learn about their progress and just connect and get closer. Also, it's an opportunity to improve your effectiveness as a mentor. So as you help the mentee overcome their challenges through renewed support, through provision of resources, you improve your effectiveness as a mentor. I believe as a mentor, you agree to become a mentor because you want to help someone to become a better professional. You want to help someone advance in their career. You want to share your skills. You want to support a young student to advance in the academic world. So this mid-session review allows you to improve your effectiveness by providing different kinds of support that you didn't even think the mentee will need at the start. So it's important that throughout your mentorship journey and program, you are getting in touch, you are reviewing your progress, and these are the benefits and these reasons that I've shared here for the mentors and for the mentees. So let's continue here, and I want to introduce someone to you. I want to introduce Simba. Simba is the king of the jungle. He's the leader of the animal kingdom. So the fact that he's the leader in that area is he knows a thing or two about leadership. So he will be our consultant today, and he will be sharing leadership nuggets for different situations here. And let me give you a secret to Simba's leadership. So the lion is not the strongest animal in the kingdom. The lion is not the biggest animal in the kingdom. It's not the tallest. It's not the most intelligent, or it's not even the fastest. But he's the leader because of his attitude. So when the lion sees the biggest animal in the kingdom, the elephant, the lion says, "This is my dinner." When the lion sees the biggest animal in the strongest animal in the kingdom, the buffalo, the lion says, "This one can be my lunch." And when he sees the most intelligent animal in the kingdom, the hare, or probably the monkey or the chimp, the chimpanzee, the lion says, this one can be snack for my kids. And he uses what he has. The lion only leverages the things that he possesses, which is a powerful arm, big, deep claws, a strong jaw, and sharp teeth. And that is what he uses with that attitude. And that is what makes him the leader of the jungle. So this is something that I'd like to drive home. If you want to become a leader, you need an attitude that you can become the best that you can be in everything that you put yourself to. And then leverage the things that you already have at that moment. It could be your sharp mind. It could be the fact that you have great networks and connections. The things that you have, those are the things that you use, and your attitude to become a leader in any field you want to put yourself in. So Simba will be jumping in a few instances to share leadership nuggets for different situations. So let's get started with the first scenario. So the first scenario is you've encountered an obstacle in the pursuit of a goal. What do you do from there? How do you overcome that hurdle? So let me give you a few instances of few scenarios here that you could be facing. One could be you set a goal through your mentorship pair that I want to land a job, an internship. I've graduated and I want to land an internship so that I can progress from there. So, but then you encounter a hurdle in the sense that you get invited, your applications go through, you get invited for interviews, but you're not able to progress past the interview stage. This is a hurdle. Why am I not going past interview stages? Then how do you overcome that hurdle, and how do you progress towards the goal that you set? So the first thing you need to do in case you find yourself facing a hurdle is root cause analysis. Understand the root, what's the root cause for the challenge. So the root cause analysis will help you understand what went wrong, where, and why. Why am I not achieving this goal? So in the example that I shared with you, you had a goal to land a job, an internship after your graduation. But while your applications are going through and you are being invited for interviews, you are not really getting that offer. Then from this root cause analysis, you realize that it's because you don't do enough interview prep. So after receiving that invite for that interview, you just sit, you just wait for the interview, and without doing any serious preparation for the interview. That's why you're not really making that progress. So this root cause analysis will help you understand what's going wrong, why it's gone wrong for you. And from there, you can make informed adjustments to be able to achieve the goal that you set. So if you find yourself facing a hurdle, the first thing that you need to do is understand what's causing that problem, the root cause analysis, because once you understand the deep issue that's causing your failures, or probably the fact that you're not progressing towards your goal, you'll be able to address it and overcome it so that you can move forward towards the goal that you set. So here is how to overcome the hurdle. First of all, you need a brainstorming session with your mentor. So sit down with your mentor. If the mentee, you are supposed to reach out to your mentor and inform them of the challenge that you're facing. I'm not really making any progress, and I feel frustrated, and I feel like even giving up. So brainstorm and come up with alternative approaches to overcome that hurdle. The mentor has experience. The mentor has been through certain situations, similar situations. They can share the experience on how they overcame that hurdle. Then another way to find your way past that hurdle is resource roundup. So it could be you don't have enough resources to get to that goal. So in this case, you're not advancing towards landing that offer for an internship because you've not had enough resources for interview prep. So here your mentor can recommend certain resources to help you the interview. It could be courses, it could be webinars, it could be workshops that you can use to build up your skill and capacity in a certain area. And then you may have to change your action plan. So you set a goal, you face an hurdle, you realize the root cause, you need to find a plan around it. So that plan that you set initially may change. It may change because with the new information that you have, you may have to take a different approach to get to the goal that you set. So if you find yourself facing an hurdle, first of all, dig deep to understand its cause, then sit with your mentor to discover alternative approaches. And you may find yourself needing resources, and your mentor here will share what worked for them. And it may require you to change your action plan. So here is how your mentor comes in. Your mentor is your support system. So when you find yourself as a mentee, when you find yourself not making significant progress towards a goal, reach out to your mentor and share your struggles. Don't sit with your struggles. Share them, and they will be able to discuss better ways to overcome it. They have the experience, they face similar challenges in their career, and they are able to guide you using the experience on how you can overcome that challenge. So this is how the mentor comes in, and with the experience, they can guide you towards finding better solutions to the hurdles that you've come across. So I have an exercise here for you, and I need your help here. So these are a couple of scenarios that you could probably be going through. You've encountered a hurdle, and you are looking for a way around it. So I've come up with a goal that it could be a popular goal among the mentorship pairs. One could be to secure a fully funded master's scholarship. The hurdle here is that you are not really finding people to write a recommendation letter for you. In most applications, probably all, you need a reference letter or someone to recommend your drive, your desire, and things like that. But you are not really getting people to write those letters for you. And when you dig deep into the issue, you find that the fact that the reason people are not willing to write letters for you is because you did not take time in your young career to build professional working relationships. So here is a goal that you set. You've come across a hurdle, and you've dug deep. You found that the cause is that you did not build professional working relationships in your life. So how do you solve this issue? How do you overcome this hurdle and move towards the goal that you set of getting that scholarship? So help me with this solution. Is someone experiencing a similar challenge? And what would you recommend as a way around this? You can give your answers in the chat, and I will review them right now. So imagine this is the challenge that you are facing. How do you overcome this hurdle? Anyone? Anyone knows how to navigate this challenge and move towards the goal that you set? It's a common challenge, actually. You find people are not willing to write recommendation letters for you. How do you overcome this challenge or move past it? Queen is saying you join networking programs. Mgeni, I'd ask if you can use the chat. You can use the chat to share your response. So let me add some context here. So remember the period for application is almost closing. So you have limited time. So how do you go about that? Yeah, Selena has Selena has really given us the way around it. Selena is saying you have to start building good relationships. Most people will not write recommendation letters when they don't know your abilities. So this means that you have to postpone your goal for this master scholarship and use that time, that 1 year, to build solid professional relationships so that you can use these professional relationships to do what? To get recommendation letters. This may mean you have to move your goal by a year because the time is for the application is closing. You don't have that much time to start asking people to mobilize people to give you that letter. So it may require you to move it forward and build those relationships so that the next application one is for you. So here you can say something like, you can volunteer somewhere as a professional. You volunteer and yeah, Mgeni is saying volunteer with organizations. You volunteer, then they give you that recommendation letters, and you can use that recommendation letter for your next application. So this is how you overcome that hurdle. So the next goal is the next challenge here is you want to secure a paid internship, and you're always failing at the interview stage because you don't do enough interview prep, and you've discovered the root cause. So how do you overcome this challenge to ensure you get to that goal of securing your paid internship? Please use the chat, and so that we can all contribute to the learnings today. So you want a paid internship. You are always failing at the interview stage because you've discovered it's because you don't do enough sufficient interview prep. How do you go about that? Anyone knows us? Yeah, Selena says search on sample interview questions and rehearse. Yeah, rehearse effectively. And Natalie is saying actually the answer that I was looking for. You practice with your mentor. So when you share this challenge with your mentor, the mentor can now, when you get an interview, the mentor can research about that opportunity. The mentor can research about that organization and act as the hiring HR manager, and then bring you in so that you can do a mock interview. That will help you build your confidence. They'll also see how you're answering questions and direct you on how you can better respond to interview questions. So thank you so much for those responses. And here we have another exercise for you. So you had a goal to secure funding for your startup idea. You have an amazing idea and you want funding for that idea. It's not developed, it's just an idea. So the hurdle is you keep getting rejected. All your applications end in rejections. You dive deep and realize that it's because your startup idea is not clear. You're not communicating it clearly. So how do you overcome this hurdle and move towards that goal that you set of securing funding for your startup idea? Use the chat. That one is not difficult. You want funding, you have an idea, you want funding to develop it, and all your applications keep getting rejections. The root cause is the startup idea is not clear. How do you overcome this challenge? So Selena is saying you talk to a supervisor who has secured funding before or knows who has secured funding. So you talk to them and they can guide you on how to communicate your idea clearly. And let me speak as someone who has secured funding here for projects. So in this case, if your idea is not clear, rather than moving directly from idea to funding, as a mentor, I'd advise you to, so let me read Natalie's response. Most applications fail because the proposal is not well written. Also, the person with the idea did not do enough research, or they're not passionate about the product or service. It's also important to be realistic about your wish list, to do your research on the feasibility, and if others are doing the same, find out what has worked and what has not worked. Yeah, Natalie, that's a good response. So that proposal is not well written, but also that's a good response, actually. It's a very good way to overcome that hurdle. But if I can give my perspective as someone who has secured funding for projects, it could be that you are too ambitious. And it may need you to take it slow. Like first, you need to join an accelerator that will allow you to develop your idea, develop a pitch. So just an accelerator that teaches people on how to draft good pitch decks, how to draft problem statements. You learn how to define your customers. And then after there, you can now go and secure funding, because some people think they have good ideas, but those ideas are not really packaged well in a manner that an investor can say, I want to give you money to develop it. So you need to, first of all, learn what investors are looking for and learn how to package your idea as an investable vehicle. So those are great responses, and I want to thank everyone who has joined in with their responses. So it's that's how, if you've encountered a hurdle, it's important you get to the root cause, and from there you address that root cause so that you can move towards your goal. So I felt it was important to have this small slide here, because when people encounter obstacles, most of them want to give up. So how do you maintain your motivation in this case? So you need to celebrate those small wins. Celebrate those small wins because they are steps, progressive steps towards your goal. So if you had that obstacle, you're not getting that offer after that interview, you need to realize that at least your applications are getting accepted. That's a progress. So celebrate that small win. Also need to focus on the progress that you've made. So probably your goal is to secure a master's, but here's the goal that you've graduated with good scores. That's progress. So focus on that. And also you need to renew your commitment. Why is this goal that I set important? Why should I keep pursuing it, even the vision that you set, and letting that be your drive? So here, Simba comes in and says that Simba, what will Simba do in this situation? Simba would elevate the vision, his vision and his goals above the challenges and obstacles. This is how you move forward from obstacles. You have that vision that you have. You want a master's scholarship because you believe that master's will open so many doors for you. So elevate that vision above your current obstacles and challenges. And this is how you'll be able to navigate through the hurdles that you come across. So let's go over the next scenario that you may find yourself in, which is, first of all, let's examine the relevance of overcoming hurdles in your career path. So first of all, you can mention in your application how overcoming challenges, how you overcome challenges. When writing a cover letter, you can say that you can discuss how you overcome challenges, and this will showcase your ability to adapt and grow. So it's not, this mid-session review where you're overcoming hurdles is not wasted. You can use it in your application for a job and say that I'm able to overcome challenges. This is what my strategy for overcoming challenges, and it has built my ability to adapt to situations and grow. You can also showcase your problem-solving skills. How? By diving first deep into the root cause and then finding ways around it. So you can showcase this when you are being interviewed, because every job you are being hired for, they will want to see your problem-solving skills. So you can demonstrate that by how you overcame the hurdles in your mentorship program. Also, when applying for further studies, you can show how incorporating feedback from mentors has enhanced your learning process, making you prepared for academic evaluations. So when you further your studies and you're doing a project, you'll have a supervisor when you present your project, they'll give you feedback and they expect you to incorporate that feedback into the project. So you can say you already have experience with that through your mentorship program, and you're always taking the feedback the mentors give you and using that to advance in your goals. The second scenario is you are not on track to achieve your goals. How do you get back on track, or how do you navigate that situation? So probably at the start of the year, you said, I want to land a job in 6 months, a paid job, not an internship. But after 6 months, you've not really landed that job. So you are not on track. It can be frustrating, but how do you move from that? First, you need to analyze the gap. Why haven't you achieved the goal that you set out to achieve? Did you give yourself very little time to achieve that goal? And you probably struggled with the little time. So you need to understand that gap, and you need to be honest with yourself. Probably the time was sufficient, but you are busy with other things, other distractions. So as you're analyzing that gap, you need to be truly honest with yourself. Then you need to revisit that goal. Revisit that goal. Is it still relevant? It could be that goal is not relevant anymore because your career has moved in another direction. You probably wanted, after your graduation, your undergrad, you wanted to do a master's, but immediately after graduation, you landed a job. So you need to, that goal for master's is not relevant at this moment. So your trajectory has changed. So you need to revisit and see if the goal is still relevant because priorities change. Also, it's important to refine your action plan. So if you found challenges, it could be some family challenges, it could be personal challenges, and that is why you are not on track to achieving your goals. It may require you to change your action plan and adjust your timeline, find new resources, something like that. So as you find yourself in a position where you are not on course to achieve your goals, it may require you to change your action plan, find new resources, and if the goal was too big, break it down into smaller steps. So this is what you do when you find yourself in that situation. So I have an exercise for you here, and it's a simple one. It's a yes or no exercise. So Mariam is a final year undergrad student pursuing a course in rural development. So she joined Baobab's mentorship program in January, and they set a goal with their mentor that they are going to work together to help Mariam land a fully funded master's scholarship to study abroad when she graduates. So here are the milestones that they expected Mariam to have accomplished by June of this year, midway through the program, that Mariam should find at least 3 international master's programs that are related to what she's studying, and she should also work on her essays so that to explain why she wants to do a master's. But then the final year project that she had wins a UN award, and UN recruits her to work at the organization and develop the project that she had. So that initial goal of landing a fully funded scholarship when she graduates, is it still relevant for Mariam at this moment that she has been recruited by UN? Is it still relevant? Natalie say yes, the goal is still relevant, but perhaps the company can pay for it through a bursary. Yes, the UN can sponsor her now to go and study that course that she needs, that master's. So the goal that she had, while still relevant, the dynamics have changed. The dynamics have changed from securing a fully funded scholarship to convincing UN that she's worthy of the United Nations sponsoring her to do the masters. You see, like the goal has kind of changed, but the main goal is still the same, but the dynamics around that goal have changed. So it's important to do these mid-session reviews so that you can re-engineer your strategies towards the goal that are towards where you find yourself. So if you don't really do these mid-session reviews, you will not really be able to adjust your approaches to ensure you achieve those goals that you want. So this goal is still relevant, but the dynamics have changed. from fully funded scholarship through external sponsors through to a master's through funding from the parent organization, which is the United Nations. Thank you, Natalie and Albertina, for your responses. So let's continue. So here is how here is how you are able to reignite your momentum. Here's how you're able to reignite your momentum after encountering a situation where you're not on track to achieving your goals. Because sometimes it could be your carelessness that you're not on course to achieving your goals. It could be you're encountering family issues and challenges. That's why you're not pursuing your goals. So focus on the positive. What have you achieved so far? And this will keep you motivated and it will remind you of your capabilities. So focus on the positives. The fact that you're not on course, while it still registers in your mind, don't let it weigh down on you. Focus on the positives and it will keep you the motivation to keep going. Also, the goal could be too big for you. If the goal is too big, you want to break it down into smaller, manageable tasks. It could be you set a big, ambitious goal to land $1 million for your idea, and it's too big and it needs, and you gave yourself a little time to achieve it. So break it down into smaller tasks. Also, it's important to prioritize ruthlessly. Sometimes you have too many goals and they're distracting you. Personally, I know I'm not a good multitasker. I need to focus on one thing, finish it, move to the next. And in these cases, when you have too many goals, it can be overwhelming. So it's time to prioritize, focus on that one goal, finish it, move to the next, and you will find yourself making significant progress. So how does the mentor come in? The mentor at this point comes in as an accountability partner, because sometimes people are not advancing towards their goals because they are distracted, they are slacking on their commitments. So as a mentor, you need to come in and be honest with the mentee and tell them that you said you are not advancing on this particular goal because it's expensive, but I can see there are free options. Probably you need to develop a new skill for the next level. So for the next level in your career, probably you want to be a manager and your mentor has told you that you need to develop your project management skills. And then you come back 6 months later, you've not worked on your project management skills because you say a course in project management is expensive, but your mentor knows there are free courses. You can go on YouTube right now and learn about project management. So as an accountability partner, you hold them accountable and ensure they are still committed to the goals that they set. So Simba has something for us here. Simba says, if he finds himself in such a situation, he will see failures as learning opportunities. So Simba will analyze what went wrong and use those learnings to adapt his approach for future success. This is very important. Failures are opportunities to learn. What did you do wrong? What would you have done better in that situation? So see those failures as learning opportunities and use those learnings to adapt your future approach. Relevance to your career path. And here is how you can apply the learnings from getting back on track to achieving your goals. You can say that one of the strategies you use to advance, to get back on track, is breaking down a large goal into smaller goals. So in an interview, you can say that if I'm given a big assignment, I'll break it down into smaller assignments and make sure that I'm working on each one of them effectively and I'm able to achieve the goal that I set. Then you can say that I prioritize ruthlessly and I faced a situation where I was not on track in my goals. And by prioritizing ruthlessly, I was able to get the job done. So in an interview, you can say how prioritizing is one of the strategies you use to advance and move your projects forward. Also, you can, when applying for a master's or a PhD position, you can say that I have excellent research skills and I honed these research skills and when navigating through challenges that I faced in my mentorship program. So here's how it applies to your career path. So the third scenario is you've achieved a goal. You've achieved the goal that you set. What next? I told you the biggest hindrance to success is past success. The biggest enemy of success is your past success. When you focus too much on your past successes, you will not move really forward and achieve other bigger milestones. So use the learnings from your past successes and let them motivate you to pursue other goals. So when you achieve a goal, here's what you are supposed to do. First of all, you need to take in that moment. Just enjoy that accomplishment. You wanted to secure a fully funded master's. You've landed that master's. Take that moment and enjoy it. Savor that moment. But then you also need to acknowledge how it made you feel. This is very important here. How did accomplishing a goal that you set make you feel? Did it make you feel good about yourself? Did it make other people respect you more? That feeling is what will drive you to pursue more success, because you'll be craving after that success. So after success, take in that moment. And then you need to reflect on that journey. You overcame challenges. How did you overcome those challenges? Pick those learnings and use them for the next project. So as you're enjoying that moment, reflect on the journey and collect the learnings that you will need in the next project. So here is how to navigate the situation where you have accomplished the goals that you set. This is the time to level up. You set a goal, you've accomplished it. Congratulations. Now it's time to set a bigger, more ambitious goal. So stretch yourself. Your potential is limitless. You need to know that after one success, you're going to move to the next. Don't plateau. So level up, set bigger goals. Also, you need to explore opportunities to apply the skills that you learned. So probably in your pursuit for a goal, probably a skill like landing a new role, you had to learn how to speak clearly before people so that you can have that good interview. That's a skill that you learned. So look for opportunities to apply that skill. And opportunities here include volunteering, taking new projects at work, participating in competitions. The skills you learn as you're pursuing goals are varied. So look at how you can apply them to new situations. Also, it's important that you share your expertise. Sharing is how you really develop. Teaching is how you develop. So you've learned something. You've overcome a particular challenge and you've learned something in that process. Teach it to someone else. Continue that chain of mentorship. Let it not end with you. Help someone else. Uplift someone else. And as you are sharing, you are bringing other people up, and also you become a master. You master through teaching. You master through empowering another person. So after accomplishing a particular goal, those skills and knowledges that you learned, teach them to someone else. I believe you're all learning. So I have an exercise for you here. So in the belief that potential is limitless, what goals should you set after achieving this milestone? So after landing an internship, you've landed an internship. Your goal was to land an internship, and you did that quickly. You probably said you're giving yourself 6 months, and in 3 months you got that internship. Which should be the next goal after this? Use the chat and share your responses, please. You set a goal to get an internship and you got it. Are you supposed to stop there? No, you're supposed to pursue a bigger and a more ambitious goal. So what goal should be next after this? You can share your responses in the chat. Anyone who knows an ambitious goal you can set after landing an internship. So those others are not options. Those others are not options. Those others are other scenarios. So just just imagine that 2 to 4 are not available. Just focus on question 1 for now. So after landing an internship, which other goal should you pursue? A bigger, more ambitious goal. Albertina says learning on the job and acquiring, I guess, a full-time role. Yeah, that's a nice goal to set after landing an internship. Yes, Chris is saying try to land an entry-level position. So an internship is not permanent. So I believe you're saying an entry-level position where you are permanent employee. As Mahan is saying, aim to be resourceful so that you are either recommended to a job or to be retained. Yeah, that's in fact, that's what you're supposed to do next after landing that internship, to show your value so that they can retain you or recommend you for another position. And Sarah is saying leveraging on the experience to get a permanent job. Yes, that's a good one. So let's say you've landed that entry-level position. Your goal was you had a mentorship pair and you set the goal to land an entry-level position. You've landed it. What next? After landing that entry-level position, what goal should you set next? Another ambitious goal after landing an entry-level position. Anyone who knows an ambitious goal we can set after landing an entry-level position? Valentine is saying strive to be an expert. Yes. So that entry-level position, so you strive to be an expert, you take learnings, classes to improve your capacity to deliver in that role, become an expert, and probably get promoted. So we have another goal here. You set a goal to win a fully funded master's scholarship. Yeah, Sarah has a good answer, move into more senior position. So you set a goal to move and advance to a senior position, probably in the level of managerial position. Yeah, Albertina, yeah, that's good. So what about this goal that you set of winning a fully funded master's scholarship? So you set a goal to land a fully funded master's scholarship. You've gotten that scholarship. What next? What goal should you set next? Or should you just stop there? Okay, Natalie is saying, be the best student you can be. Strive for, yeah. After landing that master's, the journey has just begun. You need to strive to be the best student you can be and strive for number 1. Yeah, strive after that master's, graduate and get into a job position, probably as an internship. Mgeni is saying strive for excellence. Yes. Edgar is saying recommendation. The other is in French, but I believe Sarah is saying graduate with impressive grades and gain enough experience from the journey, increase your social capital. Thank you so much, Sarah. That's a good response. So you've gotten that scholarship. Make sure you graduate with impressive grades and gain enough experience from the journey, increase your social capital. That's a good answer. So Valentine is saying learn and grow and get network. Yeah. So you see, your goals should not end after you achieve them. Set other ones. That's how you become better. That's how you grow. So the fourth scenario here is you are in the business field and you did set a goal in your mentorship program to secure initial funding for your startup idea, and you got that funding. You probably got, let's say, 5,000 USD to develop that idea. What next after this? After landing, after securing that funding and accomplishing that goal, should you stop and say that this is enough, I'm not going to do anything else, or should you pursue an ambitious goal? And if that's the case, which goal is this? Yeah, anyone who wants to help us with that? You've secured initial funding for your idea. What do you do next? Natalie is saying, after getting the funding, the next goal is to get your product or service to the market. Yes. The next, she's also saying, tell everyone about it. So that's marketing. So after getting that funding, you set other goals. Get the product to market. You set another goals, market this product well. Also, Edgar is saying, set up the business and land the first customers. Yes, you got funding. Now you need to develop the product and get your first customer. So that is to show you that goals, after achieving our goals, you need to move on to other more important goals. So thank you so much. We are running a bit late, so I'll just ask for a few more minutes so that we can finish this presentation that we have. Thank you so much, Valentine, for your response, and Mgeni. So those are good responses. So here is how, this is what I want you to pay attention to. So after, in a professional setting, you're working with your mentor. So your mentor, they know that career well. They're probably at a higher level. So they can really tell you what you need to do next. Here's how the mentor comes in. They have industry insight. They can tell you that if you want to move to this next step of your career, probably into a managerial role, you'll need these skills. So let's come up with a project to develop your skills in this area. So mentors, after your mentee has accomplished a goal, you need to use your insights to help them set other goals that are in line with their career. So also it's important to set stretch goals. So if your goal was probably to, you are working, you are in sales, and your goal was to probably do sales of 1,000 per month with the help of your mentor and their guidance. You set a stretch goal and say, now that we've accomplished this goal, let's stretch it and do sales like $5,000 in sales in a month. So stretch goals are important because they push you out of your comfort zone and they allow you to unearth the true capacities that you hold. So Simba has something for us. He says, Simba will work with the mentor to identify the weaknesses that he has, and then come up with projects to help them, projects that will help Simba address and correct those areas that he feels is not doing well. So as you are looking to set other goals, set bigger goals, look at the things that you are not really an expert in, and set a project that will allow you to develop skills in that area. That's a very nice thing to pay attention to. So here is how it's relevant to your career path. You can say that when you are interviewing for a role, you can say that success only drives you to pursue more success. So when you are interviewing for a role, you can say that I'm not really comfortable with achieving success and staying there. It pushes me to pursue more success. So this will increase your chances of landing a role. Also, you can say that in your cover letter that when you succeed in a project, you use those skills and apply them elsewhere. So when you succeed in a project, there are certain skills that you used, and you are always quick to pick those skills and use them elsewhere. You can also say when you're applying for your master's that you are passionate, and pursuing success only pushes you to pursue more success, and this will help you with the academic challenges that you may encounter in your master's or PhD program. So it's all designed to help you. This mentorship review is designed to help you become a better person, become a better professional, and those learnings will help you advance in your career in whatever line you are. So that is what I have for you. I've extended by a bit, but because of the internet issues, and I'm thankful that you've been patient, and I hope you've learned how to move and improve your mentorship program based on those scenarios that we discussed. So I'd invite anyone who has a question to share it in the chat, and I'll invite, and if I can answer it, I will. If it requires someone from Baobab, then I'll invite them. So anyone with a question, you can use the chat or you can raise the hand, and I will give you the permission to ask your question. So I see we have a question. Natalie is, yeah, thank you so much for joining, and thank you for your participation, Natalie. Anyone with a question around any of the scenarios, around possible solutions?
Yes, there's a question in the chat, so I'll read it out for you. So
Okay.
the question says, I would like to ask, if you have several opportunities at hand, how do you choose carefully?
If you have several opportunities, how do you choose?
Carefully.
Carefully. So to choose the best opportunity, you need to, your vision, it will be driven by the vision that you have. So which of the opportunities aligns with the vision that you have for yourself, for your future, for your family, and for your community? And the one that best aligns with your vision is the one that you should go for. Do not go for the one with the most money. Do not go with the one with the probably travel opportunities. Go with the one that aligns with your vision. If your vision is to become the best engineer in your field so that you can land jobs at the top tech firms, you need an opportunity that will expose you to learnings, mentorships, and such kind of opportunities for growth. So go after the opportunity that best aligns with the vision that you have. And that's why it's important that you need to have a vision. I hope you have a vision for your future, you have a vision for yourself, your family, your community, even your country, and use that as a guide to select the best opportunities for you. I hope that answers that question.
Yeah.
Anyone with another question?
Yeah, appears that was the last question. All right. I don't think there's more questions in the Q&A or in the chat. So, yeah. Thank you, Melvin, for the wonderful session. I think it was very informative, and a paying attention person would have learned a thing or two that they will apply in their mentorship journey. And we need to remind every mentee that it's their mandate to reach out to their mentors. Their mentors are busy. These are people with their professional lives. So if you're facing any communication issues with your mentors, then you need to reach out and be active in your communication. So there is a question that says, is it possible to get the presentation slide? So I don't think the slide will be shared, but there will be a video that will be shared on the Baobab YouTube channel, which will contain everything that's been said in this session, and it will be available in the next 24 to 48 hours on the Baobab channel. I will share that again. Give me a moment so that you can subscribe, and you can always watch out for many videos and opportunities that will be posted on the Baobab platform YouTube channel. So let me share that with you right away, so that you can subscribe and like all the videos there. There are many events that will be hosted and many other videos of the past that you can go and look at and learn something. It's always good to subscribe to the Baobab channel because there's always nuggets of gold on there.
Yeah, I also want to inform them that we'll have another session next month, beginning of next month. So be on the lookout for the link to register, and it's another session that will really help you develop your advance in your career and become the best version of yourself. So next month, start of next month, we'll have another session. And the month after that. And so be on the lookout. And if you can't, share these opportunities with other people in your cohort so that they can benefit from what we are learning here.
Great. Thank you, Melvin. I guess we've come to the end of this webinar. Look out for communication from the Baobab team on the next event that's coming real soon, and it's going to contain even more nuggets for you so that you'll learn. So we've come to the end of today's webinar. I hope everyone has a great day or a great morning wherever you are. Thank you for joining us.
Beyond